Alright guys, so I think I want to start out with eyes, and then I will move on to the face stuff that I have, like the BB cream that I got, and then the contour and the highlighter stuff. But I want to start with eyes just in case there's any fallout. So to get started, I already primed my eyes. I used the Milani eye primer. This one's just been my favorite lately. So this is the eyeshadow palette that I got from Flower Beauty. There was about 4 different ones to choose from. This one just caught my eye. It is called, let's see, Golden Natural ES3. Really pretty shades. That is what they look like. There could have been like 2 more mattes in here. I was swatching some of these the other day and they seem like pretty nice quality. They also give you a little crease brush, which is really cool. It's like a synthetic crease brush, but it's actually really nice. To start, I'm gonna take this brown, kind of middle tone brown shade right here. I'm just going to take the crease brush that came in here and I'm gonna pop it in my crease. These are nice, like the consistency of the eyeshadow feels very creamy. There is a little bit of kick up, but I think it's just because the shadows are very, very soft and creamy. Just going to put that right in my crease. Yeah, this is blending out really nicely. I like it so far. And this crease brush really honestly is not bad. It's pretty good actually, I like it. I would definitely continue to use this. Because you know what, sometimes you get these palettes and you get that sponge in there, which I always throw out, and I'm sure you guys do too. So it's nice to get a nice high quality brush included in the palette. I definitely appreciate that a lot. Lid, I think I want to go with one of the gold shades. Do this gold one right here. They're very, very creamy, which is nice. And ooh, this is so pretty. Just packing this all on my lid. Wow. Very pigmented. I really, really like this. Such a pretty color. It's kind of like a light antique kind of gold. So the only thing with Flower Beauty is that it is not carried at every Walmart. So if you go on the website, it'll tell you where you can find it. Just put in your zip code. But I had to travel about a half hour away to find where Flower Beauty was carried in my area. It wasn't at the 2 Walmarts that I usually go to, so I did have to travel a little bit. For the outer corner, I'm gonna do this shade right here. It's like this shimmery brown color. This one. This 3rd shade right here. Looks. And I'm just using a MAC 217 brush for just blending this in to my eyelid. This one's pretty too. It blends out really, really nicely. Has a nice pigment to it. And I'm kind of just blending that into the crease as well. So I'm going to take this last shade right here, this one on the end, so just for like a tiny, tiny bit more depth in the eye. Shimmery white shade, this first one right here in the palette. Can you guys see that? It's a little bit bright. That first one right there. And I just want to use that as an inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to pop that right in my inner corner. This color is very nice, just like to open up the eye. Really pretty and brightening. So the one thing that stinks about this palette is that there is no matte brow bone highlight. And I do kind of like when an eyeshadow palette includes a matte brow bone shade, just so I don't have to reach into any other palettes, but that is being kind of lazy. So I can always reach for a matte brow bone shade in another palette. It's just nice when it's already included in here, but it's not, so I'm gonna have to find something else to use for my brow bone highlight. So into my Sweet Peach palette, and I'm gonna just take Peaches and Cream, which is this bottom shade right here. It smells so good, like a juicy peach. And I'm just gonna pop that right onto the brow bone, just very gently though. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of that last shade right here, and I'm gonna smudge a little bit of that onto the outer corner. Overall thoughts on this eyeshadow palette after I did this eye look, I do really, really like it. Is it my favorite eyeshadow palette I've ever used in my entire life? No, definitely not, but I will continue to reach for this because I do really like it. I think the formula is nice. I do like that creamy powder kind of feel that they have. I do wish that there were a couple more mattes in here, maybe a couple different shades to work with, because I can see why someone may think that this is not really an inspiring type of palette. It's nothing really groundbreaking. However, I do think it blended out really nicely on my eyes. I did have to kind of go back over and intensify a couple more times because it kind of blended away pretty easily, if you guys know what I mean. So that's kind of my first impressions. Moving on to the face products that I got, and I'm just moisturizing a little bit with my Neutrogena HYDROBOOST water gel. I'm not putting on too much because I did a very moisturizing, hydrating, Tony Moly sheet mask this morning. So I'm just putting on a little bit of this. I think I want to prime today with my Hard Candy Coconut Water Primer Stick. And I really like this because I feel like it's kind of like just a mild kind of primer, if that makes sense. It does totally smell like a glue stick, so if you don't like that, then you might not like this primer, but I do think this is really nice. I think it's going to be great for like a really hot day because it does have that cooling sensation to it, and I love that there's coconut in here. I just love coconut everything. So I picked up the Flower Beauty BB Cream, and it's literally just called Flower Beauty BB Cream. There's no like special name for it, and there weren't too many shades. I don't think there usually is too many shades for a BB cream, but I got the first one because the other ones looked so dark and I am pretty light, so I got BB1, and I'm just gonna be hoping that this matches me. I don't know what this is gonna look like on my skin, so we're just gonna have to test it out and see. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention is that all these products are made in the USA, which I think is awesome. I think that's great. So it says, the ultimate multitasker, apply directly to clean face with fingertips. I don't think I'm gonna use my fingers because I never do that. So I'm gonna use probably a sponge or a brush. It says apply in long sweeping motions, blend upward and outward, use every day to even and smooth complexion, stays perfectly for even up to 12 hours. So those are the claims on this foundation, or rather this BB cream. I'm really, really excited to try this. This was the thing I think, one of the things I was the most excited for. I really want to find a foundation that I truly, truly love. So I feel like I just keep testing things and seeing if it's going to be like the one that I am obsessed with, because I feel like I can't find any foundation that I am just absolutely like enamored over, like over the moon for. So let's see, this could be the one. In here you get 1 ounce of product. And alright guys, I came a little bit closer so you could see better. I think I am going to do a sponge on this side, and I'm going to use a brush on the right side. I'm going to use my e.l.f. This is called the Powder Blurring Brush. I'm going to use that for this side. And on this side, I'm going to use the L'Oreal sponge. It's really like nice and squishy. I really like this sponge a lot. Put some on the back of my hand. Hopefully you guys can see this. Don't mind my hideous bump on my hand. It's pretty like moussey and thick. It reminds me a lot of the same type of thickness of the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation. That's what it reminds me of. So to me, that means it's going to be pretty thick on the face. The sponge looks pretty thick. So it looks a little bit light for me, but I think it will be fine. I think it could make it work. It's pretty full coverage. Wow. You could see from this side to this side, because I do have, I don't know what this is, but I have some irritation over here. I think I had like a weird sort of reaction. It really is covering very nicely on my skin. Do you guys see this? Like, look at my chin right here. The difference between this side and this side. It is very full coverage, which I like. But I'm noticing as I'm blending it out, it's like kind of sticking to some spots on my face. I don't know why it is doing that, but you just kind of have to blend it out. But I do think my skin looks really nice right now. It looks pretty even. I feel like it didn't accentuate my pores or anything like that, so I'm liking that so far. Curious to see how the brush application is gonna be. And honestly, what I like is that I did not need a ton of product. Like, usually when I use a foundation, I use a lot of it. I have to go back, add more, go back, add more. With this, I still have product left over on my hand. That never happens. I never have product left over on my hand, I'm telling you guys. So let's try out with a brush. I'm just gonna like kind of go downward motions like this. covering really nicely because I did have some redness on my face like I showed you guys before. Wow, it's nice. Now I look like a ghost because my face is like a white mask from how light this is. Covered up really easily, and I feel like on this side I didn't have that same issue where it was sticking to certain spots, and my face feels pretty matte but not completely flat, so I like that. I'm like nervous right now because I want to know how this is gonna wear throughout the day. I just went to squirt out a little bit more product, and just so you guys know, like liquid came out on my hand instead of actual product. Right now it's like all liquid. I think I have to shake it. I'm gonna shake it because right now I'm squirting it and my hand is completely like wet. Yeah, you definitely have to shake this up. Can you guys hear that? I'm feeling very full coverage right now with this BB cream and this concealer. It is like, it's a lot. If you don't like a full coverage, then you might not like this, especially if you're looking for like a lightweight BB cream, but I like it because I like full coverage stuff. So to me, I am really liking it so far. To set my under eyes, I'm gonna be using my RCMA No Color Powder, and I just put it in a different container because the other one was driving me bananas. Going to set under my eyes with this. And this is how I typically set my face. I usually don't go in other areas, so I'm just gonna do it how I usually do it because it'll be a good indicator of how the foundation is. I got 2 of the Flower Beauty face palettes, so I don't know if I really needed both of these. I probably didn't, but I got them anyway because this one had blush and contour in it and a highlighter. And this one is called Lift and Sculpt Contouring Palette Light to Medium. Really pretty colors. I swatched this yesterday. They felt very smooth and creamy, which I liked. Very much like the eyeshadow formula. And then I also got the Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette, which I have heard amazing things about. And this says it's long-lasting, natural luminous glow, and sheer coverage. And they give you 4 beautiful shades. One is more of a champagne-y color. The next is a pink color. And then you get a gold color. So let's just do a little 1, 2, 3. They seem really nice. Ooh, they swatch beautifully. I don't know if the highlighter in here, oh no! One of the pans just totally fell out. Oh, do you guys see this? Oh my god, it's breaking. Okay, you go back in there. I think the highlights in here are the same. The highlight in the blush palette and the highlight in the 3-pan blush palette, they might be the same. Oh, I think I want to do maybe the, maybe I'll do the champagne-y one. I pick some up with my Morphe M501 brush. Ooh, a lot comes on the brush. And that's pretty. Very pretty glow. It's not powdery. A lot of times when I apply a highlighter, it can be very like powdery and you need to constantly like build it up, but with one swipe it's really nice. It's not accentuating any pores or any texture on my face or anything like that. Love that pink blush. Wow, it's very pigmented. You do not need to put your brush in there. I think I actually tapped in too much, but it's very pigmented and soft. Pretty pink color. I'm just gonna go over it with my beauty sponge just because I feel like it's like very pink right now. Moving on to the bronzer in this palette, I'm going to pick up this with a kabuki brush. This, ooh, too much. I'm just gonna apply that in my cheekbones. Ooh, this is a really pretty bronzer color. I do really like the color. Very pigmented. Do not pick up a lot of product. Connecting with my contour over here. Last thing I picked up from Flower Beauty is this Kiss Stick Luxury Lip Color in Morning Glory. Now, when I saw the bottom of this, I thought it was going to be a shimmery pink color because when you look at the bottom, it looks like a shimmery pink color. But when you open it, it's actually like a nude color, which totally took me by surprise. So look at that. It's completely different than what the bottom is. I was kind of taken aback by that, but I mean, I love a nude shade. I think I'm just gonna need a little bit of a liner with that so I don't look like completely washed out. So I think I'm gonna put on a mauvey type of liner. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Bare to Comment Gel Lip Liner. I really like these. And I'm gonna apply Morning Glory. Doesn't smell good. It smells like florally, but not like a good floral. I really like the way the lip color looks. It feels really nice. It applied really nicely. It wasn't patchy. It didn't accentuate my lines in my lips or anything like that, even for being a nude color. So I do really like this. Just be aware that the colors on the bottom do not match up to what's inside. They look very different. Do 1 or 2 or 3 spritzes with my Milani Make It Last setting spray, just to kind of like set everything. So I'm just gonna. Alright guys, so this is the completed face. I really like the way that this look turned out. So as far as my thoughts on the Flower Beauty products, I will say the wins for me are definitely this highlighter palette. It is so nice. I was looking at my cheek before in the mirror and I was sitting far away from the mirror and I saw the highlight from really far away, which like kind of excites me because that means it's really, really glowy. And the formula is beautiful. So this to me was definitely the standout product, I think, or one of the standout products. And they're really nice. They're really creamy. I highly recommend that you guys check these out. These are definitely some of the best drugstore highlighters I have ever used. And the other standout product for me, I would have to say, is the Flower Beauty BB Cream. This is like crazy good coverage. I'm so surprised at how well it covered up like any sort of redness I had, and just I didn't have to use that much product, which I love. I'm hoping that this is gonna become like my holy grail full coverage foundation, because you guys know, like I said before, I'm looking for a really good foundation. So I'm hoping that this is gonna be the one. So yeah, cons of this is that there's not too many colors, but if you're looking for something full coverage, I really like this so far. Alright you guys, so that is it. I hope you enjoyed all of my thoughts on the Flower Beauty products. I really liked a ton of them. Majority, I really liked all of the products that I used from Flower Beauty. I am highly impressed with these products and I definitely recommend that you guys check them out. They are definitely a yes from me. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and not only that, you have to make sure you hit that little bell down below or else you won't get notified when I upload. So make sure you hit that bell so you do get notified when I upload. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!